Everyone's everyone's really been just talking about this one, huh? Just been just like, oh, this is the danger zone, the episode, because everyone's been hinting, and I'm pretty sure I already know what's up here, based on the preview images, and I don't know how to feel. Um, sorry. Okay. Apologies to anyone who may not be sure what to do here, like because when this plays back live, and no, like when you get playback, and you're just like, what? Wait, what's going on? I started early. I started a little earlier than usual because I was really anxious to get to this episode because everyone was talking about it and people were just like, "Oh, is they gonna get canceled and all like what and whatnot." And I'm not gonna lie, like there there's hunches I've had, there's little spoilers I've had. So whatever goes down here, I don't think I'm going to be really particularly worried like, oh, it's necessarily bad. But you know, people on the internet, they bitch about anything. Like it's fucking stupid how it is. I'm sorry, like y'all be just like, what's y'all point like when you bitch about this sort of shit? Like when there's arguably worse stuff like in shows you love and defend. And I hate that most of these idiots are ReZero fans too. A lot, well, not most of them, like a lot of them. And then that's not a good image to put on your favorite series. You're just I hate when they're just doing this to get us to they're not even listening. They're not even acting rational anymore. They're just trying to get a reaction out of it, just so they can like point like, haha, you reacted, you're the fucked up ones. Like that's petty. That's fucking petty. And I hate when people take advantage of the internet like that. It's ridiculous. It's like, what's your deal here? What are you accomplishing? What, like, just a bunch of idiots on the internet. Like that's just all there is to it. No, well, it's so light, and frankly, I don't really remember. If you okay, so well, if you got spoiled, what I'm thinking, then I'm feel sorry. Like, don't feel sorry. It happens. It happens. Like when you get curious about something, try to just look it up. Just like, oh, like maybe I'll just look at it a little bit. Like you just open up a dictionary, you want to find one little word, and you just end up with a bunch of different definitions and synonyms and all that shit. Yeah, that thing. But yeah, I heard this. I heard it's gonna be really good, and I actually saw a tweet from Eris's voice actor. It was a confusing one. It was just a bunch of of it was a bunch of commas. And I was like, wait, what is it? What is this supposed to mean? And then someone on Discord told me like, oh, it's actually meant blushing. Oh, okay. I've always tried to. I'm so mad. I've always wondered what that meant when people do that, and I'm just like, oh, okay, that makes sense because it usually shows up like that in most animes. Okay, that that was so fucking. That was fucking stupid. Like it took. I don't know why it took me that long to realize it. I was like, oh, okay, Eureka. That makes sense. Not everything. Not every tweet where I've seen this where I see the chat, I see that, and I was just like, wait, what is that? And I'm like, and everything makes sense now. I'm just like, oh man. I mean, Twitter is it's either heaven or hell when it comes to discussions. I'm just gonna say what I'm gonna say. Like, guys, I know I'm not in a good position to say this because I don't have a really. I'm not someone who you would say is like. I'm not. I don't consider myself a bad dude, okay? But I am someone that will lose my temper. Will have like a short, you know. I have a short temper. Like there are things I can get easily triggered because people will tend to say dumb shit and just like, do I really want to let this guy get away with it? Is Twitter literally gonna let him get away with it? And yeah, I hate when these sort of people just try to gang up, make themselves look good. It's stupid. Again, it's stupid. That's how the internet functions, and YouTube and Twitter have not done anything good about it. Not here's Mal. Mal is stupid too, but we just use it anyways because what are the better shows good? But anyways, but yeah, that last episode, man, like y'all saw me, right? I was terrified. I was legit just very like on edge with that. Like that was an episode to remember. And I'm not gonna lie, that was the most it wasn't just one hit wonder hype. It was one where it was building up, some really interesting exposition, some other stuff to really set things up for the next chapter in the story. I don't like the talk with Rudy being overpowered though. Like he just has a really big amount of mana capacity, a large amount of capacity that he was able to work with because he trained early on. It's somewhere where you can say he's strong, but he still has weaknesses, and because he earned it. I can't say but to say he's overpowered Buster attacks, no. That belongs in another series that other series that people will know so well. That's just what it is. No, I have not watched it yet. I am just still talking, but okay. So, and Orsted is such a the voice actor is such a is such the perfect fit for such a character, because he's not. I don't think he's definitely not an evil, like a villain. He's like he has a motive, like it's a vague motive. And I also caught on the girl that he was next to, her name is Japanese, and someone did point that out to me earlier, like last week. And the name was Nanahoshi, and she's the only one with a Japanese name in that world. So, and then you think back, what happened when Rudy died in his previous life? Well, he was trying to save somebody, and if I remember, there were a couple of people that just went missing. Like Rudy was confirmed dead there, but other people just went missing. No blood, no evidence no other physical evidence. Like it's just like they went poof when the whole accident happened. So something about that, and I don't have a screenshot of it, but there was that one girl that was talking, like he was reaching out, like because they might have got hit by the truck, and I think it was one of them, but I don't know what happened with the other one. But that might get revealed later on. But I think Nanahoshi was probably one of them, and probably knows more, and probably that's why the reason why she ends up like saying, can we save Rudy? Can we save this guy? Perhaps he's someone I know. That's what I'm getting here. I don't know. I don't know for sure, but that's the biggest hunch I have at this point. Oh yeah, I heard about the whole thing with the Mao, the misfit Demon Academy, and the Anos's voice actor got changed. Yeah, I heard about it. It's kind of unfortunate, but it is what it is. He kind of got what he deserved, regardless of the motives regardless of the justifications behind it, because he shouldn't have crossed the line. In that he know he should have done this and this and that. Like, yeah, like even if you can understand, like he still did something fucked up, and he paid the price for it by giving up that role, and he's probably not gonna do voice acting for some time at least. No, this is. You may want to close the door. There's no doors. There's no doors in here. This is an open room. I'm literally recording in the living room because I can't bring this PC into my damn room. It's impossible. Yeah, he got what he deserved. Like I have no ill will toward the guy. I thought he was a good voice actor. He just did some fucked up shit and he just got his just desserts. That's what it is to it. That's all there is. But yeah, it was like Orsted is such an interesting character, and I can't wait to meet him again or see him again later down the line. But I feel like Eris is gonna have a beef with him, like when they do meet back up and all that, because like Eris is all fucked up right now. She after she got told by she was a warrior, she literally got pushed to the side, saw her boyfriend die, or almost die, and now she's gonna find out that her whole family is probably dead when she comes back. Just keep that in mind when we get into this episode, which I'm gonna start right now. So yeah, let's get. So without further ado, let's get to it. All right, and hopefully the recording doesn't start fucking up during the episode. During the episode, I'm just praying to God my PC is gonna be nice to me and such. But yeah, episode 22. Hold on. I'm just checking some stuff here and there. Just let me know if anything just sounds off. All right, 3, 2, 1, let's jam. What's this? Is he? He's dreaming, isn't he? Oh no. Oh no. That's probably what he's envisioning, and then something else is gonna, and then what's really gonna be shown here. Ooh, he is dreaming. What the hell's going on here? Oh, that's Orsted. You know those little glasses that were shown in the ending? That's, you know how I said that's probably how Orsted is oh jeez. That's how he was viewing he was viewing it. Oh jeez, everyone got yeeted. No, he's still hallucinating, guys. Yeah, he was dreaming. No lies. I had some really fucked up dreams like that too. Just not like that. Yeah, that's the first time they want to know. You're just gonna break into the truth. because like I mean it's a long time ago. People might tend to just forget over time. They were just like, oh, it's just a myth. I feel like part of that might be a lie by the Hitogami about the curse. I feel like that's a lie. After what has been through and man God being shady and shit, not telling everything. I don't. I'd have to think that's a kind of a lie. Like maybe not completely a lie, just like oh, it's just warped. Oh, been burdened with that. He's been burdened with that curse. He and just to at least hear like oh, it's getting better. New ending, new opening. Wait, you can learn it. Oh, so it's not okay. So it's not so it's not exclusive to him because like he back in the barrier, you know, when that Pax tracked him, it was also a nullification sort of a nullification magic. Oh no, it's the old opening. Never mind. My bad, guys. But it sounds different, a little different. It could just be me though. My bad. It just sounds a little different. Maybe I'm just listening. Maybe it's because I just haven't heard the full for some while. My bad. My bad, guys. My bad. It's been a while. Oof. This used to this used to be lively. They still haven't found Zenith. I mean, say shit all you want about him being a pervert. Rudy had quite a good life here when it was still when before it became like this. Even a long-lived oak tree is no longer is no longer alive. Is there anything even still? Is there anything remotely that's still like alive? Like it's like a wasteland. There's like a little bits of grass here and there. Did the modern incarnation really do all? I guess like when people are not no longer in it for a while, I guess it's a place where it only is luscious when it's being cultivated, and if the people are not there. The end of the road for Dead End. Kind of ironic, huh? She fulfilled his promise. Hmm. I really love this dude, man. Ruger's a G, man. Yeah, he's a spur, but he makes such a good friend to have. Even if it's just something on a whim, huh? Yeah. It's the thing that he did something there. In the end, it was still Rudius who did help him. Like, it wasn't like Rudius is just doing it out of obligations to help. He, Rudius feel just I feel like the Terashis kind of can be considered family in a way, considering how they spent so much time together. One last time. Even though they've grown quite a bit. Oh. Yeah, that's why I gave it to you in the first place. But so we're not gonna see him for a long while, huh? I hope we get glimpses of him like in season two. Like it's gonna be kind of quite a void when he's gone. He was like such a he was like a guard. He was basically the guardian figure for them. And just showing the flashbacks to like the time they kind of just spent together. You're gonna not say something, try to cry up there one more last time? Man, just there are there were a couple of survivors, huh? Oh, so you're probably gonna meet Ghislaine here, huh? Also, give credit. They're actually drawing 2D. They're actually making 2D horses here. Where have you been? Wait, isn't he? Hmm, break the bad news. everyone. He's trying to stay calm. That's why he's holding on to him. So Ghislaine was off to was off to whatever she was doing. She came upon it was too late. They don't need evidence. They just need to place a blame on someone. How the fucking nobility works. He's a piece of trash aristocrats. Damn, this arranged marriage. This is a lot for her to handle, man. This is just. Like, on top of what I said before, like, Rouger leaving, and now she finds that. With Rouger leaving, and. Just give her some time to cry it out. This is just really tough. Yeah, because it happened in in their territory. So just like, oh, it happened in your place, so it's automatically your fault. Oh yeah, Roxy was. Oh yeah, I remember. Roxy was looking at this at those signs earlier in the last core. No, they're safe. Come on, man. Just I'm a little mad he didn't check for Zenith. But I'm pretty sure he was also checking for that too. I don't think she's here for just for talk. Whatever she wants to do, she seems pretty chill about it. On the outside. She literally has no more to feel. That literally means. She has no other place to. Yeah, that'll be 1 year too early. That's why I'm. Yeah. doesn't want to make the same mistake. He's like, really thinking about it, he doesn't want to. Just the focus on the cup, the spilled cup. It felt like it meant something. Kind of like how Eris kind of just already knows what's up with Rudy. Was that? Wasn't that from like when you was putting up the yeah? I'm not even that bothered by it. I'm actually just this actually feels kind of I don't know sad. Like it's not even something to where like I'm very I'm very disturbed. It's just like she's sad because there's no other place for. She literally has no other family left. And that's why she's trying to find comfort in Rudy, even if it means taking advantage of him. You're showing all these flashbacks. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. The flashbacks are kind of, you know, I wish they don't need to resort to too many of those. Oh, well, yeah, they did. Yep, they did it. I'm just gonna say this right now. There's some focus on because so there was the part with the there was the part where it's just like I finally made it. I'm a man. I finally got a girlfriend. He did. She left, didn't she? She left. I'm yeah, I'm not surprised. I was wondering like was she thinking, "Oh, I'm not worthy. I'm not strong enough to stand by him." Or it's more like or if it's what she said like we're not well matched. Or if that means the same thing. Damn, that's a shock because finally he's like, oh, the next stage is something he's never experienced before in his previous life. And like he has it, and it's just he's so elated, and then all of a sudden the source of that, where he got his elation, just got up and left. Damn. But I can't understand why she left, but oh wow. That went by so quick. Again. I didn't find it so okay. It was just I didn't find it very particular. Okay, so guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't find this particularly disturbing at all. I feel like, in fact, I feel like a lot of stuff, a lot of the more, the stuff that probably shouldn't be aired on television did, the stuff that the not safe for work thing did not make, they decided, you know what, we're not gonna show more of this. Or like, oh, we're just gonna put that on the Blu-rays just for the case, because I heard like, because the whole thing with Annalise, some of those scenes got cut, and it's like, oh, they're probably gonna put it in Blu-rays. No, I didn't see anything particularly problematic with this episode. It's not like I wasn't feeling anything. It was just that feeling of just really sad. It's just like there's just nothing going right. And when you think for Rudy, I don't care if you say Rudy doesn't deserve that shit. It's just like it's something that like he doesn't want. He literally said he doesn't want to, he doesn't want to take advantage of it. He doesn't want to commit the same mistakes. He doesn't want to go forward, but Eris was consenting to him, and it's just like, okay, you've already just kind of pushed me to that point. So they finally got together, and then like for him it was like a sense of elation, but for Eris on the other hand, I feel like she's just taking out her. To me, that feels like she. I could be just wrong. I feel like she took this sort of stuff out of frustration. I don't care. I literally don't care about what people think about the sex scene, because if you bitch about, because if that, you're gonna get disturbed by that. Because even though it didn't really get shown, at least it didn't get shown visually, I will give it that. But that actually kind of disappoints me a little bit. If you're gonna bitch about that, you gotta you gotta stop watching. Like, finish whatever you like, or just like complete the core. Don't even try to watch season 2 if you're this hopeless on it. Because like, you're not gonna see that these are just characters being human. So it's not like, oh, it doesn't feel like, oh, it's sexy time, then we're just gonna joke about it. No, it feels depressing. Like it's not like, oh, she's gonna do, like, no, I didn't feel any of that. It was just depressing, and especially when they're doing the whole flashbacks, and then the next day, like, we're just like, oh yay, I finally became a man, and his girlfriend left. left. Like, if anyone thinks otherwise, then I don't know what to say about you anymore. I didn't feel like, oh, I'm gonna get so triggered by this and that because I did that, and like there's not, I didn't see anything in particular. It's just a weird feeling of just depression. Just nothing feels like, oh, any happy-go-lucky. Remember how for the majority of the core, it feels like a nice, happy I won't say happy adventure, but it was kind of like easy going for them. But now that it's over, Rudy had to leave because he already kept his promise. And this just like the turning point to ever since turning point 2, it's been just nothing but a sense of just a very, very heavy feeling. Like there's no, like it just feels like nothing went right afterwards. If there's anything I am mad about is because Ruiz didn't search for Zenith first. But I'm not even gonna ask about it because like I'm pretty sure he's already know. I'm pretty sure he already knows that he needs to find Zenith. But you know, he's also because he was given the pennant with Sylphie. Like he knows he has to find it, but the priority is just like still Sylphie. Like, and that's kind of understandable. But it's just like he has no clue where she is. He has no clue where Zenith is. Like at least Paul is safe. Paul and Norm are safe. Aisha and Lillian are safe. It's the saddest sex scene ever. That's the messed up part. People say Kuzu no Hokai is sad, but no, it's just Kuzu no Hokai. Like that's a whole another can of worms that I don't want to talk about. Because I frankly don't like the show. I mean, it's serviceable. It's fab serviceable, but much more than that. I hope there's a movie. I hope there's a movie confirmed. Well, because people are saying Volume 7 is a self-contained story in itself. And also there are some like there's some nitpicks I do have with the episode. Like I felt like maybe they could have gotten a little more emotional and stuff, but it's just like they decide not to try to go overboard with the dramatics. It's just more like, oh, we this is just kind of how it is. Well, I don't read manhwa, and for me, the majority I've come across so far I'm not particularly fond of their writing, so I have no comment on that. But yeah, it's just the flashbacks, and then this constant focusing on the fucking dripping of. Like there was like dripping of like the wine and such, and then like it starts off like that, and then it comes up back during the whole intercourse, which I feel like maybe reanimated, of course, in the Blu-ray, like I said before. But yeah, it didn't even feel like an actual sex scene. It just felt like that's just the next date. That's just kind of like. That's just kind of like how do I do this? Okay, has anyone watched White Album 2? Has anyone watched White Album 2? Because if I remember correctly, like I actually really enjoyed that show, and there was a sex scene between Haruki, the main character, and one of the main characters. Like it was Haruki and Kazusa. Well, okay, they're named Kitara and Toma, and just if anyone does it, they were having intercourse, but it didn't feel like it was just like. Just this lighthearted, sexy time that people can just make fun of. it felt depressing. That one felt depressing because like they know the gravity of the situation that they're in. Like they know like this is not right. Like they know it. They know they're crossing the line with something because Haruki was supposed to be with Setsuna and all. And that was another example of where a sex scene was actually fucking sad. So yeah, I think a show like that was also what helped me be able to look at this one from Mushoku Tensei and be like, that's depressing. I don't see anything particularly controversial about it. Yeah, that scene, man. It was great, but it was depressing. it was kind of depressing. Like, yeah, it was just we could just cheer for the guy, like, oh, like they're doing it, even though it's NTR. But it was still kind of depressing, especially with the background music playing, and we're just like, oh, man, it's not like a fan service-y sex scene. It's more like a just sad because yeah, this is not where we're supposed to be, all that. And so yeah, but a White Album is a show that is not easy to recommend because of that either. So I still feel like people are gonna complain about this episode regardless of what I'm saying here, because again, too many people nowadays they either one have the attention span of a goldfish, or two, they keep looking at it at face value, and three, they only impose what they want to believe in onto the show and force their ideals on it. And if it doesn't come up to it, they will complain and bitch about it and say it's objectively bad when it's not. Or four, they just don't know what, they're just not even really watching it. White Album 2 was good White Album 1 was good in the way that it portrays a fair sex. I would think that would be more. I heard White Album was based on I don't know if it was a game or visual novel, so it was White Album 2. But I remember I watched both seasons of White Album 1 and I didn't like it. Like I actually kind of hated it. But I think it was more so because I was not really into how the character relationships are. It was just kind of a mess, and like the artwork was just kind of just the story was kind of all over the place. Where it was White Album 2, things were a little easier to follow, but it still had quite enough substance to get by. I need to rewatch White Album 2 at some point. I want to see if I should add it to my favorites like that. I've been thinking about it for a while. Kind of funny that there's so much perviness in the story, and when it comes to the actual deed, it all focuses on a fucking cup. Yeah, it literally is always just focusing on the cup. What I think the cup is representing is, Rudy's trying to hold himself, but when it finally did come to pass, it tipped over, spilled the contents, and there. Yeah, White Album 2 was great. White Album 1 was bad. That's just my opinion, though. If you like White Album, if you like the first White Album 1, that's all on you. No hate. Maybe the wine and cup are metaphors for coping, like how Paul coped with alcohol, Eris coped with Rudy to resolve herself to go on with her own journey. Or 5, they don't want to hear other people's thoughts from many sides. Oh yeah, you're beyond from number 4. that too, Nick. Thanks. I heard that the next episode will be Eris' perspective. I do hope so, because I mean I can already guess what she's thinking, but having some stuff from her perspective. I mean we did get some somewhere about in this core we did get some portions from Roxy's perspectives, which is good, because I remember reading the volumes of her segments, and it felt better in anime form than it did in the volume, in my opinion. in my opinion. Especially with when you see her doing some of her own monologues, just feel like, oh, things make more sense. Like, oh, we can kind of emphasize with her more. And that's why she's like one of my favorite characters in Mushoku Tensei. There's a lot of characters I do like from Mushoku Tensei. I don't care. I don't care about y'all. They established the character. Mushoku Tensei establishes the characters well. ReZero is done with character development, which is cool and all, but it's more of just focusing on positives. Like, it's a different thing. Like, I'm not saying Mushoku Tensei doesn't have character development. It does, but it's done in a more visceral way, a more organic way, a more way like, oh yeah, that's human. That's just relatable. That's something that I felt like would happen to me. I mean, barring the fantasy and magic stuff. Yeah, don't go to Twitter or Reddit. You know what? I'm just gonna post my quick thoughts on Twitter. Shut it off. If I have to look onto it, it'll be Namari. Shout out to him, by the way. He posts some great fucking discussions on Twitter regarding Mushoku Tensei and 86. You do check out his Twitter account while you're at it. He puts up some great discussions. Wait, I'm about how messy relationship that she had with our girlfriend. Now that I was forced to be pure, so the MC ended up having affairs with his girlfriend's agent instead. Yeah, I get it, but it's a mess. It was a mess how they did it. It was so it was just like it messed up the character dynamics, and it just made the story so sour that I'm just like, yeah, I can't. There's no way I can know that. I really like seeing Rudy's house in the big old tree. They weren't in the light novel. They weren't in the light novel? Interesting. So that whole part where you're just going through his old home, that wasn't in the volume? I don't remember. I don't remember. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Like I like that. Like sometimes the light novels don't like. Some people say like, oh, they goes into detail, into all full details, and that's a lie. Light novels don't always go into the full details. Like there is some stuff in between that kind of get missed or such, or things sequenced differently, and you're just like, wait, what happened between point A to point C? The city of Fyodor, the city where Rudy had lived for hundreds of thousands of years, was completely destroyed. How is Rudy gonna live like this? He's alone right now. Ghislaine left. Rudy already left, or earlier on today. Rudy's a great guy. He's a great guy. I really like that. I really like that dude. He's such a G, and he's such a Chad. Like it just hurt to see him get completely cleaned by Orsted the other episode, even though he tried his fucking best. Yeah, that was her. Yeah, Mushoku Tensei felt more relatable, while ReZero was a great roller coaster. All characters in ReZero really have mental problems. Which brings me to the thing, now that you bring it up. I feel like one of the real reasons why some people just say Mushoku Tensei is bad, because when we watch fiction, right? And I'm pretty sure when we watch fiction, we do it to escape reality, to try to take ourselves away from reality, and still be able to and some people still want to enforce their moral ideals onto that fiction, what they want to expect from it. But when a show becomes too relatable, it becomes too more grounded, more like to the point where it's in a pretty messed up, a visual way, a raw way, a way they're just like, we didn't want, because, and people will be off put by it because they're just like, they don't want to get reminded of how shitty the real reality is, and they'll just come up with whatever dumb explanations for it. I'm not saying everything in Mushoku Tensei is completely realistic. Like, I've already established that, but a lot of the behavior of these characters, a lot of the stuff that just, you know, the moments that kind of calm down, it just feels like, yeah, it's pretty organic. Why did Eris leave? I think I discussed it already during the, and I'm sorry if I don't have the oh shit reaction like I'm pretty sure everyone else have during this whole sex scene, because it's just more like, yeah, I'm used to this, and it wasn't really much of a sex scene at all. It was just depressing with flashbacks. And Eris left, I think it's more because, one, like, it's either, again, like she said, like she may have said in the note, she doesn't feel like they match. It could also be more like she doesn't feel like she's strong enough to stand side by side with him, because she literally looks at herself as inferior, I would have to believe. Because, you know, back during the little sparring where Rudy, you know, earlier in the core when Rudy was, you know, sparring with Eris, he won because of his demon eye. She felt so frustrated because she worked her ass off and Rudy just gets this eye and just happens to beat her. And so you have to think, like, how many things, like, all that training, you know, everything just went through with the trip, and which I hope we get more of from her perspective in the next episode. And if we don't, I would be kind of disappointed. That will be, I could just in short, like, I can understand, like, why she left, because she wants to be stronger to defend the one she loves, like, because, like, she can't settle. As for the part with her cutting her hair, I'm not even like, I'm indifferent about that. I know the whole trope with the hair cutting thing and how annoying it and how it annoys people, but it's just more like, oh yeah, they went with that trope, huh? It's just like, but it's just like, I don't think we're gonna really see, like, I'm not so sure if I can really envision her with short hair. I don't know if we're gonna show her like that with short hair in the next episode, if they're gonna show her in the next episode. It's a trope, but I don't think there's anything particularly bad about that one. It's just how it is, and like she wants to move on. Like, it was also kind of growing out a lot. I'm just gonna say that. Yeah. Thank you, Jetta. Eris was never going to be a ruler in the first place, just a political tool. That's why they brought up the arranged marriage. Like, she's just a tool used to keep the family together, and like, she's not having it. That's also why she left. I think that's also why she left, because she's not want to put up with that bullshit. Not after what's already happened to her and her family, or well, she no longer has a family. There's a lot of things to take away, but again, the only controversy from this episode is the fake, you know, all the shit storm that the people that got offended are gonna stir up. Just like I don't see anything particularly controversial from the show itself, just more so from the ones that didn't like it. How would I rate it for enjoyment? I don't think this is anywhere near the most enjoyed episode from the series, because again, it's kind of depressing. But I think it was still a solid episode by itself. It's just that the previous episode set too high a bar, even for Mushoku Tensei itself. So that says a lot about what that episode did. Yeah, I can't imagine what Rudy feels after this happening. Like, it sucks. Like, he thought he had the best day of his life. He finally became a man. He finally got to go. He finally got a girlfriend. He finally had it. You know, he finally lost virginity and got hit with that. And you think it's, and I don't think this is just going to be something psychologically screwing him over. Yeah, cut hair is a tradition thing. Like I've heard like I keep hearing about it being a trope, but I also heard it was more of an actual tradition. A tradition that's probably not as relevant nowadays as back then. I don't know. Like I might need to look more into that. But yeah, I also agree with Nick. The trope is fine, but it doesn't fit in every single anime. Like, of course, that's not how it goes. Like, I can't see Amelia cutting her hair and saying, "Oh, that's character development." No, I can't. I really can't. Like for Eris, fine, because she wants to change. She wants to change from being that bratty dude to someone being more, you know, caring, more loving. You know, we probably might see her as a completely different personality. She'll still be hot-headed, I'm pretty sure, but kind of pretty much changed. Like that would fit her, but for someone like I can't see someone like Amelia changing like that. Like that would just be weird. What do you think makes sense? Okay, so I'm looking through the chat, guys. Do keep a hold. James Bryan Escuttle. What I think makes sense for me is that Erin branding herself as inferior. That's why she left Rudius to be stronger. That's the plausible thing that can come up. No, you'll be on the nose with that one. You pretty much nailed it there. If she has an inferior complex, I heard like I would have to think so. I would really have to think so because I saw one of the tweets and I think it was I don't know who was from, but it said. It wasn't really a spoilers, but it's just kind of more of a little hint. It was just more like Bruce does things better. Like that's kind of like a log from it. I'm not gonna go elaborate further, but even without that, you'd have to think she'd have inferiority complex, which started when Rudius got that demon eye. And like I know like she already kind of has that when, you know, Rudius is that proficient with magic anyways. And now he's still getting better and better. And you know, like in the previous episode, I don't think it was specified. I don't remember if I discussed this in the post episode discussion, but Rudius was about to create an atomic bomb. And if it wasn't for Orsted, the whole place would have been nuked. And the victims would have been Rudy or Eris and maybe not Hoshi, the one that was next to us. Oris would probably be fine, though. They're gonna brought up about Rudy's being 40 years old again to justify their word. That's such a lame excuse to just bring up like, oh, he's 43 years old. Wasn't it already mentioned that his mental age halted when he went back in the middle school, high school, when he was getting bullied and all, and he just shut himself off, and then his mentality just it just stopped because he stopped socializing with others. And like so sure, yeah, he was chronologically aging, he was biologically aging, but mentally aging, no. He will still have knowledge. Yeah, he'll still have knowledge that helps from his previous world. And you know, which helps, but it doesn't mean he is still mentally an adult. Okay, that's not how it works. That's like telling a kid. That's like talking to a kid about politics and thinking, and you know, teaching a kid politics and thinking she's gonna think like an adult. Like that's not how it works, guys. Like there's a lot more to it. Imagine getting laid with a girl you like, she likes you, and then she lets knows you like we aren't well matched. You may think she probably just wants to fulfill her promise, nothing more. Oh, you got a good point there. It's just like that could be it too. It's just like I'm just gonna fulfill your promise, but I don't think it's any deeper than that. Yeah. Good on you for bringing this up. Greg 8462. That's a good point to bring up. And that's gonna fuck up Rudy. That's gonna fuck up Rudius even more. We got to see all our MCs cry this episode. Yeah. Rudius, well, Eris earlier, and now Rudius. I like, with Rudy, you did literally see and hear him kind of weeping when he was told about the curse possibly getting weaker. I like how the moment Rudy was being smug by the sex. He was instantly being punished by Eris leaving him. Yeah, that was a reality check. That was a really good reality check though. Like he was so elated. You're just like, oh, I finally did it, and then yeah, just like a hangover thing, and just like, well. She's gonna be the same violent lady. Yeah, but I think she'll have a change here and there. I do think so. Not a drastic change. Like I don't expect her to be a Kudere when she comes back, but I expect her to be a little at least different. Like maybe a very gung ho one. Like maybe somewhere like she's not like a brat. She's more like she's just hot headed. She's just more like she's still got a short temper, but she is at least matured. She's changed. She's gotten stronger in one way or another. Yeah, Eris. Yeah, and there's another thing too. I don't think Eris is really good at expressing her emotions very well either. Remember, she was raised in a noble's household, and she was just kind of pampered to an extent, but to where she never got to socialize with anyone properly, just only for the formalities. And so you'd have to think that you can't. Then the way you have to think how that she was brought up like that. How can you express your feeling properly? Like, are you even allowed to do so? Other than just being hot-headed. Mushoku's webnovel back at 2012. The cut hair thing is still relevant. I'm glad they at least kept that in. But at least being faithful. Oh yeah, Rudyard, comfort him. Eris is, huh? Cause like she's not. Yeah, back to that part. She's not good at being. She literally did say at that time, after Rudy just came back after a really bad fallout with Paul, and just like she hugged him, just like it's just like, I'm trying to make you feel better. Sorry, I'm not good at. I know I'm not good at this, but I'm trying. Rudy's being smug about not being a virgin will be a running theme for a while assuming Volume 7's adopted. Rudius was used as a rebound. Poor dude. Yeah. You could say that too. Like maybe it was something that Eris needed, like to get a little bit out of depression, so she can get the resolve to move on. But to move on, set out on her own little journey. And I don't think I feel like we might not see her for a while. In the next season. I'm still concerned about Sophie. Cause they've only, from what I've told, been shown her once. I'm not counting that those little flashback images here. If that freaked up as it really happens, knowing Rudy will carry more weight from now on while finding his family. Can't wait to see Rudy in future seasons finding Eris. I don't think he's going to try to find Eris, but I still think he's gonna be really psychologically messed up, and I think he's probably gonna do his own journeys, tell his own guild quests or stuff, and until somebody helps him, or maybe he winds up somewhere where he meets up with Roxy or Sylvie, and the story can just kind of continue from there, and he has a new objective. Hoping you didn't miss the part where you left her bangs behind with her hair. We didn't see that. We didn't see it there. I do not know. I heard. Okay, I do not. I'm not gonna comment much on the panties part. That's. I'm actually. If that was the case, I'm kind of glad they did not mention it, because frankly, that wouldn't make. Frankly, that wouldn't make sense just to mention that she did. We could just assume that she left stuff behind. But the important one is her hair, or like most of her hair. Mash C says, I think they skipped Maze because it would bring more controversy to the episode. I mean, it would still be controversial even then. I just think the panties thing would just be kind of out of place. It just wouldn't fit the mood, in my opinion. But yeah, yeah. So this was a kind of just a weird It was a weird episode, but not in a bad way. It wasn't a good way. It was just that weird sense of depression. It was just like, it's the end of the journey for them. But now that it's the end of the journey for them, they all three of them went. All three members of Dead End essentially went their separate ways. You know, to the chagrin of one of them, which is just standing there, just like, fuck, I got abandoned. And Adronis, okay, Adronis in the chat, you better watch yourself right now. You're saying wild stuff right now. You gotta watch it. Like I know you don't have a particular likings for the series. I already know, since that comment before I started episode 21 the other week. No hate, man, but just watch yourself. Like you're saying some stuff that really just makes me question, like, how are you viewing this? So just letting you know. Everyone was so happy to see Ghislaine, and then she's gone again with Eris. She's gonna help train Eris even more. Eris is gonna be really strong, and I think like the one that's gonna be her trigger, the trigger button is Orsted. Like I think she is going to have quite the beef with Orsted, especially what happened the other episode. I mean, it's something I feel like can be resolved, but I don't know to what extent, because she'll be having beef with a god, God by name, but pretty fitting for it, considering his skill, the extent of his skills, and the fact that he wasn't even fighting at full power. But yeah, it was a strange feeling, and of depression throughout this entire episode. It's just like, damn, this feels like the journey is over, and yet the story is not over. It's just like we just leave off with Rudy just walking and crying. We don't see him crying, but we can already guess, like, yeah, he's just crying while he was just probably like, just wandering while still walking in the daze, just like, what happened? Like, how is he going to, this is gonna mess him up for God knows how long. And volume 7 I think is going to be showing that sort of transition, from there to that. Like, can he get himself back? Because I don't think it's even, like, I feared it's not going to be just a psychological thing that he'll be a psychological effect that he'll be getting from the shock of Eris leaving. Like, come on, like, guys, when you just get literally shocked like that, or just like just something like you're basically your best friend, one of your best buddies left after fulfilling the promise, but he's been such an influence. You literally you got turned into a donut by a dragon god. You come back to your original home only to find it in the ruins. Your lover left you because she said she left a note saying you're outmatched, and you're thinking like she's only there to keep the promise, just keep a promise. You think that that's probably just not gonna fuck you up mentally, guys. Just think about this. It's the anti-placebo effect, if anything. Like that, like I can only like if what I fear is gonna happen to him physically too turns out to be the case, oof, that's gonna be solid. Like I hope it's not something particularly bad, like he gets a horrible disease or something. But I don't see it. But it's just like, damn, he's in a tough spot. First break up. Good luck, buddy. Is Kiss Anime still alive? No. I wonder what the season finale next week will show, because this episode concludes this whole arc. I think they might show some side stories, and plus maybe like what was mentioned, a perspective from Eris, which I hope they do. I do not know if that is if there is the case. Is it something that was done after that chapter or before that chapter, or was it during that chapter? I would have to think it was before. It was after, like maybe an extra chapter or something. Oh, what's from India? Hey, what's up, Ashka Joswald? Thanks for the the support, the shout out. But yeah, that was an episode. Like, it's not something that's like wowing. Again, it's just all about depression, and of course people are going to talk about it. I'm just really curious to see how they're going to finish this core, because at this point we know this needs season 2. We cannot go on somewhere these shows where some of these adaptations I've seen before, like just leave off and never get continued, and they just leave on a complete cliffhanger. Or more like, we know the story isn't finished, but they decide to end it anyway to there, and just never get an adaptation again. Of course it's not gonna happen, but oof, we gotta wait. We gotta wait for season 2. When are they gonna? I am waiting for that announcement for season 2. Like, I hope we get it. If we don't get it by the end of the final episode, at least some point during, soon next year, like early next year, because I know it takes time to make a second season. It takes time to make a second season. More time if you want to polish it up. How many chapters left? I don't know. No, Andros. I mean something. I was meaning something else. Like, you were mentioning, like, you didn't think anything was particularly special about the previous episode, and then you're just saying, saying a bunch of weird stuff. Like, it's okay and all. Just keep, just be careful. Like, season 2 will air maybe next May or June. 2-season gap. Studio buying exists only makes Mushoku Tensei. They've been working on season 2 and 3 since Course 2 started airing, I believe. That's the rumors I heard, but those are rumors so far, so I can't really take those too much to heart. Also, sorry for fan Farid Garib. Like, I don't know what that meant, that you part, but sorry if something about that really turned you off, or if it's something else that I'm missing. I prefer a 6-month break rather than them rushing season 2. No, they need. I feel like they need at least 9 months. At least 9 months. No less. No less. They would need 9 months for another season, because if you want to make it with care, because it takes a long. Like, it's not just the plan. It's not just planning. It's just making things that take longer. Because I've heard like a single episode takes a few months to make. So you have to think you're making multiple episodes at a time to make up for, to try to cut down the amount of time needed. And some studios do this well, some do not. Studio Bonds already work for a storyboard, so it can easily animate season 2 next week. That's true, but again, I have no idea. I don't have a good enough idea of how the industry works, and not everyone does. Like, no, I'm pretty sure most of us are not gonna know what truly goes on behind the scenes. We still don't know if a movie is confirmed, but I would love a movie to be confirmed nonetheless. Because again, I heard Volume 7 is something that is kind of self-contained. The season soundtrack is out this month. I can't wait for the Goblin Slayer opening in March. Yeah, I'll definitely be onto that one once that gets out. But that's about it. I don't think I have much else to say. If there's anything else that I did miss, I'm probably gonna see it on Twitter or on the Discord server, and you're gonna discuss about it. And I'll discuss about it in the next episode, which will be the finale, of course. Which is kind of sad. It's one episode, man. After when this, and I know 86 is still gonna be a thing, but when this finishes, that's gonna be quite a hole. That's gonna be quite a gaping hole for me. Like, what do I do from there? But yeah, guys, thank you guys for coming out. I'm just gonna end it off here. I got some other stuff to take care of. Before I get to some, try to make a thumbnail. Try to come up with some stuff to say on Twitter, share it before I just get up and do my other things. But anyways, thank you guys. Smash the like button. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Follow me on social media platforms I use. You can also join my Discord server. But that's gonna do it. So Realism signing off, guys. Great, really good episode. Can't wait for that finale and how things is just so good. And and the season 2 is going to be quite the it's gonna be something worthwhile waiting for. As painful as the wait will get, guys. But yeah, Realism signing off. See you next time. Take care. Stay safe and